The reaction after the event was absolutely astonishing. We had people stopping me in the street to say that the kids have never stopped going on about it. It was such a big thing in their life. These kids started busking around the town. There was kids who'd changed the course of their career to say that they wanted to do something with music. They'd got that bug, they'd got that enthusiasm for it.
After the night had passed, driving home, you just couldn't stop. Your heart beating faster. It was an absolutely amazing night, and then to come back into school the following day, the whole school was talking about it. In fact, it felt like the whole town was talking about it.
After the whole event, you could see that the kids about the school after it. It did give them a tremendous amount of encouragement and confidence, as you've seen how well they had done in it, and they realised how well they could, how much they could do. So I think it was absolutely brilliant for that aspect. You could see the confidence levels really rising, and they're really keen to carry that on and do something else with it.
There came a kind of push factor to do something else and to carry on to another stage, and that's when we had the idea of making a CD, and we could bring more kids into it. Some of the kids who'd been in the audience and who'd loved what they'd seen, give them the opportunity to come on board and do something, and that's so again we took the same philosophy of doing it right, and we aimed to get the kids to get their act together and to work hard and rehearse songs and take them to one of the top studios in Glasgow.
After it was over and done with, and we just thought, oh, that's the end of it, that's it all gone, that's it finished now. And then I think Henry knew that we wanted to do something more, and I think, well, that's when he came up with the idea about going to the studio and recording songs, which was amazing.
So when we do go to the studio, it's going to happen really soon, by the way. We're going to take you through in batches, and it means that before you go to the studio, we can have some intensive time in here, going over some songs, get you right before we take you through into it. So it's going to take a wee bit longer. That means we're covering probably, as opposed to trying to do this all in 1 month, which just wouldn't happen, we're going to do it in 3 months.
Preparations got underway, rehearsals, auditions, and I think a mark for me of what you could see happening in front of our eyes was that people didn't want to revisit the song they performed on the night. They wanted to do something bigger and better and much more difficult. And you had collaborations of pupils who would not normally work together. So you had 6th years playing drums and guitar for first year pupils, for second year pupils, and I'm sure most 12 and 13-year-olds would just love to have that opportunity, and they just took it so seriously.
Well, I'll tell you a thing, I actually listened to that Damien Rice version. I actually like your harmonies better than I don't think his voice works in so well with it, so I think you do a really, really strong version of that. It sounds good. I've listened to it a few times. It's a good song, but your version is going to be very, very strong. So we set the ball rolling for that in September, and again that's been another adventure, another journey to go through, and from what started out with an initial idea of let's get together about 12, 14 songs to stick on an album. Currently, as of this week, and I say as of this week, it seems to rise on a weekly basis, we've got 67 songs. So how's it go again? What's the songs just in my head? The process of actually adding these songs has been a real learning process for everyone involved. And the fact that we haven't said no to songs, we say, yeah, we'll give them a go, let's try them, let's bring this, we won't try these instruments, we won't try this out. Good guess. Some really bizarre stuff as well, some stuff you think, oh, that's far too advanced for these guys. The process of trying it has been one of the areas where the real progress and the real developments come through. And you're looking at Youth of Today.
Yeah.
Today, and by Amy MacDonald.
Yeah.
Kids can ask you to say, look, I really want to do Bohemian Rhapsody, and you know they're not maybe ready to do that, or want to do a song by a big diva song by Mariah Carey, and you think that the voice is not quite there for it. The process of going through that, trying it out and saying, look, this works, that doesn't work, let's try this, and we end up in a different song and a different genre sometimes. that really is, that's a very, very important process. And the fact that we're saying yes, yeah, let's try it, let's bring this in, let's try these things out, and it's just not just a no, or you're not good enough, you're not ready for it, then that process has been really good, and that's part of the learning process, and that's part of the development we've had to get the kids from A to B. The vocals are good. The song, it's quite, I'm just trying to think how we could actually do that song. One of the real things that I've taken out of this is that the tremendous support that the kids have for each other, and there's not any of this kind of sniggering or laughing or jibing on someone, and if anything goes wrong. They're very, very sensitive, and they really do want to help, and you get that feeling there's a group in there who all want to help each other to get through, to go over the line, and that's a great thing. Yeah, it's really fast phrasing, which unless you've got your breathing 100%, it's going to be, for performing it, you could be going for it quite a bit. One of the great things is looking at some of the early footage, which I've had a chance to look at. You can see how the kids have changed. You know, there's an absolute metamorphosis from a really raw beginner into someone who's performing, who understands the music, who understands, where they're moving from key to key, what they're doing.
So this is how the story went. I met someone by accident who blew me away, blew me away.
And it's incredible how much the kids people can learn and develop. You know, you sometimes limit yourself to think, yeah, I'll just take this in bite-sized chunks.
Buried them away, you buried them away. I wish I could lay down beside you when the day is done.
And you can actually sometimes be really surprised, because there's things I'm saying in my own mind, yeah, this is not going to work, and suddenly you say, yeah, wow, that doesn't only work, it's spectacular. The kids teach you a lot as well about taking these chances, and again, not having any fear. Let's go for it, let's try it. And so you throw yourself into the dark to see where it takes you. And that's been the process of working on the discipline of getting ready to go to the studio and to work on the CD. And we've worked with really a different group. A lot of new kids came in into the early years, and they've been fantastic. They've really worked hard. And the work ethic has been incredible.
I was quite sceptical about whether this was something we could pull off. I wasn't aware of how much studio costs were. I wasn't aware of how much the buses were going to cost. I knew I had 50 or 60 pupils who would want to be involved. I had some hesitation about how doable that was. Being this dynamic group that had formed, nothing was going to stop them, and the idea of funding being a prohibitive factor was just not allowed to get in the way. They suddenly came up with all sorts of fundraising ideas and retro discos and raffles and all sorts of things to make this happen.
We looked at getting the Betley 2 in Glasgow, which is basically all any of the bands that are coming to play, Tea in the Park or anything like that. And a lot of the big bands from Glasgow, like Texas and Biffy Clyro and Fratelli, these guys use it regularly. But also you've had the likes of Beyonce and the Killers and the Foo Fighters and Red Hot Chili Peppers and all these guys regularly coming in there for it. So it's a place that's kind of legendary.
They're in studios where Beyonce has recorded. It's like an opportunity that just doesn't come along for most people ever, let alone when you're 15.
Mrs. Crossan told us about it, and originally I didn't actually know what it was. I was like, nah, I'll give it a miss. But then she's like, nah, Finley, you're doing it. And if I hadn't have done it, then that would have been the biggest mistake in the world ever.
I had you to myself, I want you around. No pretty faces always make you stand out in the crowd. I won't get you from the all the
bringing the kids in here, but it is a big ask. We've got a very, very short time frame for them to come in, get their song. We've got, in most cases, 2 or 3 takes for the song, and that's it.
Now that I see you, it is on. I want you back. I want you back. I want you back.
It was amazing. It was really exciting. I think everyone on the way was like, "Oh, are people going to be there that we know?" And everyone was really excited.
She's all laid up in bed with a broken heart. Well, I'm drinking Jack alone in my local bar. We don't know how we got into this mad situation.
It was quite daunting at times because we didn't know how it was going to be, if it was going to be a proper studio, and then when we heard that people like them, those singers have been there, we just found it amazing. We just couldn't wait to go.
I got a new job now on the unemployment line, and we don't know how we got into this mess. As if God says, someone help us 'cause we're doing our best. Trying to make it work, but man, these times are hard. But we're gonna stop by drinking old cheap bottles of wine, sit talking up all night, saying things we haven't for a while, yeah. We're smiling, but we're close to tears. Even after all these years, we just now got the feeling that we're meeting for the first time.
Being in a recording studio is pretty awesome. I mean, we're in the one that Slash had been playing in, and it's the feeling you get when you step in, and it's just like, oh my god, Slash has been in here. For me, because I'm a guitarist, it's just like insane. Henry has done so much for us, and like I don't think any of us can thank him enough for like putting everything on, because he's like made a lot of personal sacrifice, and like he's just been there for everyone, and he's worked his socks off for us. So yeah, he's helped us a ton.
An amazing feeling knowing that you've actually done it and you've like made a CD. Like knowing that you've made a CD is pretty awesome.
I'm at university now, and for a while I didn't really do anything music-wise or theatre-wise, and my confidence and my self-esteem was a lot lower, and managing to get back on the stage and doing it kind of brought me back up again.
She's gone cold, I'm wondering why. Got out of bed at all. The morning rain clouds up my window. I can't see it all. And even if I could, it'd all be great. Put your picture on my wall, and it reminds me that it's not so bad. It's not so bad.
It's been a great opportunity, even though I'd done theatre before. I'd never ever been taken at all seriously as somebody to do music, and because I'd never taken music at school. So yeah, I've carried on my theatre and stuff at uni now, and occasionally somebody asks me to sing, and that's cool.
Reminds me that it's not so bad. It's not so bad.
I haven't been to a studio before, so it feels really good, to be honest, to be here.
It's excitement as well, because now that we've actually recorded the tracks, that we can actually hear it, because it's all professional gear.
Yeah,
it's the first time any of us have done anything like this.
Great.
It's great as well. It's just great to have an excuse to make lots of loud noise.
Yeah. It's amazing. Yeah,
you just can't really think of it. Yeah.
You don't really imagine it's going to sound that good.
It sounds top notch.
Yeah, everything was just really tight.
Yeah, it's really good for vocals as well because
you can actually hear them.
Yeah, you can actually hear them, anywhere else,
It's a proper miking system, is it?
Usually the vocals get completely overpowered by the instruments, but it doesn't happen here. It's astounding how good the quality is.
Moffat Academy is run by Mrs. Watson.
Big shout out there to Miss Watson. Miss Watson, she's hibbity hot.
If I don't think it was run by Miss Watson, I don't think we would have been given this opportunity. Because she's let us have a day off school.
Yeah, she's just been so cool. You just go up to her and say, look, can I have a day out of school to go and record in the same place as Slash? Like, yeah, sure, go ahead. Have fun. As long as you've got your permission slip.
You will find him drinking at the tables, rolling dice and staying out till 3. You will never find him being unfaithful. You will find him, you'll find him next to me.
Music's a big part of my life because it's my career, it's what I do, it's what I want to do with my future. So Moffatfest has been a start of that.
You will never find him where the rest go. You will find him, you'll find him next to me. Next to me. Ooh.
I went into this project with pretty low expectations and I found out very quickly I was involved in something very special and it's something I'm very honoured to be part of. It was an incredible journey. It's been a process that's helped me reassess what I really value in life, and it's also changed my opinion on teenagers. And they see them as a very dynamic, vibrant group who are full of energy and drive, and there's a lot they can give to both this project and to society. And to be honest, it's been something that's will last with me all my days.
I've been roaming around, always looking down at all I see. Painted faces fill the places I can't reach. You know that I could use somebody, yeah. You know that I could use somebody, yeah. Someone like you and all you know and how you speak. Countless lovers undercover on the street. You know that I could use somebody, yeah. You know that I could use somebody, yeah. Someone like you, oh, oh, oh. Someone like you, oh, oh, oh.
They say that everything we do in life ripples through eternity, and I'd like to think that the values and inspiration we've had in the project, the guys that have been involved in it will pass it on to the next generation, and I'm confident they will do, because I think it's something that's made a huge impression, not only myself but absolutely everybody involved in it.
Blackbirds sing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life you were only waiting for this moment to arise. Blackbird fly, blackbird fly into the light of the dark black night.
queen.